go insane. Crumbling towers, streets in flames, forgotten heroes, who knows their names? Broken futures, shattered dreams, end of times ain't what it seems.
Hello, friends. This is Sam Chaney reporting for Weaponized News. Today, April 23rd, 2026. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday edition of Weaponized News. We have Ruckus on the line, so I'm going to get through the intro hooks here as quick as I can. There's allegedly a ceasefire that was brokered at the White House just a few hours ago between Aardvark land and Lebanon. And they're bombing them during the peace. I mean, come on, dude. There's no ceasefire, right? There's no ceasefire, but that's what they're putting out there publicly, acting like. But reporters in Lebanon are saying they're bombing us right now. So we got a bunch of more Orwellian level lying coming out of Trump as per usual now. It's just everything the guy says is a lie. I feel sorry for his idiot supporters at this point because they're just don't be a panicking and all this stupid bullshit. It's like, no, dude's lying. People are dying, man. It's getting extremely serious. And they're doing insider trading and profiteering the whole way, too. They're hardcore criminals, okay, and murderers now. And so you're supporting this? You're seriously messed up. But I believe the majority of his followers are misinformed, underinformed. They're following some fake Q narrative or whatever BS they're following. We're here at Weaponized News reporting to you the hard news, facts, no matter how painful it may be. Okay. We got Palantir news. We have public health news. We have geopolitical news and economic news and all this war news. Quite a bit to get to today. Okay, on this day in history, and I shortened this one up too. On this day in history of April 23rd, we go back to the year 1516. One of my favorite laws ever is the German beer purity law. On this day in 1516, Duke Wilhelm IV of Bavaria endorses the German beer purity law. And that's pretty awesome. And it's pretty simple, right? It's a law that ensures the standards of Bavarian beer brewed only use 3 ingredients. I know, it's shocking. It's shocking. Water, barley, and hops. Wow. Imagine that. 3 ingredients, some clean beer, not all polluted with all the BS they put in everything nowadays. Okay, 1635. 1635 on this date, we saw the establishment of the oldest U.S. public institution. The Boston Latin School is founded. Now Latin is like a dead language, right? Not many people speak Latin. I guess they do still in the Catholic Church. On this day in 1861, Robert E. Lee is named commander of Virginia's Confederate forces during the U.S. Civil War. 1891, aardvarks are expelled from Moscow, Russia. And they really blew that one because they let them back in the back door, and you had the Russian Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution, and so on. So they really blew that one, didn't they? On this day in 1900, the first known occurrence of the word hillbilly appeared in the New York Journal there. And I'm sure they were talking bad about white people. 1972, on this day, this is the official story they tell us. 1972, Apollo 16 astronauts explore the moon's surface. We still can't go back to the moon today, but somehow in 1972, they tell us that was going on. On this day in 1995, then President Bill Clinton, all depends on what your definition of is, declares a national day of mourning for Oklahoma City. We should mourn because the feds blew up Oklahoma City. And we have SP Southern Poverty Law Center news as well today. And in 2003, on this day, We saw a SARS outbreak. Beijing closes all schools for 2 weeks because of a SARS outbreak. And here's the cartoon. This was the start of the, well, they've been trying a long time with the whole bat hysteria, but here you go. Here's the cartoon that shut down Chinese schools for 2 weeks in 2003 on this day. Yeah, that's all we got. Nothing that significant in our civil liberties history. So but I wanted to get back to this and cover this whole series quickly of Sandy Adams. I read some yesterday, but we're starting at the beginning of the goals of the UN Sustainable Development Goals here now as part of Agenda 2030. I wanted to start back at the beginning. Number 1, poverty. No poverty, right? Today in the headlines, the UN is saying over 30 million people plus are going to be plunged into poverty due to the Iran war. And Trump laughs about it. But back to the big agenda here. UN Agenda 2030, Goals for Sustainable Development. Number 1, no poverty. And Sandy Adams goes to break it down like this. Says simple, make everyone equally poor. Universal basic income, a shift from self-reliance to managed dependency tied to conditional benefits, digital ID, and behavioral compliance. Hey, Alex Karp, you hear us out there? We love you, bro. We love you. And then number 2, zero hunger. Zero hunger justifies dismantling small and medium-sized farming in favor of centralized corporate control food systems, favoring robotic-run indoor, artificially lit, vertical super farms, fake 3D printed meat, and replacement insect protein and GMO crops. And we'll take a look at 3 and 4 tomorrow. So there you go. All right, here's our segue to bring on Ruckus and get to all this news. Lying Trump. He says that, well, here you go. There's a ceasefire between Aardvark Land and Lebanon as Aardvark Land is bombing, like as we speak.
Great meeting with the very high officials of Lebanon and very high officials of Israel, and we think that the president of Lebanon and the prime minister of Israel over the next couple of weeks will be coming here. They've agreed to an additional 3 weeks of, no firing, ceasefire, no more firing. Let's see. We hope that.
Ruckus, how you doing on this Thursday? Why do they even do these things, man? It's just ridiculous. They're bombing right now as he's talking.
Well, it's the ultimate form of gaslighting, the most deadliest. It's the best gaslighting ever. I'm sure Trump is very proud of himself. Amazing.
We got a lot of 33s in the news today, Ruckus. Here's the first one. Trump's at an all-time low, 33% approval rating. The 33s, right? AP tracking approval. And there it is, presidential job approval down to 33% there out of the AP. We have a lot of 33s. Yeah, drop site news.
Why is it so low? Do you think is it because of the war, or is it because of the high gas prices? Yeah, the high gas. Yeah, you can't see it in this picture, but on the backside of the gas pump, I saw this sticker right there. We're probably going to start seeing it. Remember the Biden thing? Remember? We need to get on the Trump I did that stickers. What do you think? But yeah, he's certainly he's more than put his foot in his mouth, hasn't he? Sam, I saw him the other day doing an interview with somebody, and he's just like, or something. He's like, I can't understand how presidents lose the midterms. They come into power, and then the midterms come along and they lose spectacularly. And I'm like, gee, I wonder what it could possibly be that causes the presidents after their first couple years in office to lose the midterms. Could it possibly be they're doing a terrible job? But anyways, yeah.
Well, he's a liar.
That doesn't help.
He's a straight up liar and con man. And yeah, he lost me at Operation Warp Speed. I don't know how he didn't lose everybody there at that point, but the diehard, whatever they are, maybe it's all fake and just social engineered on the internet.
Sam got you beat. He lost me before that. He lost me when he said when the whole country had to wear a mask or whatever, and then he said, "Well, you can wear a mask if you want to, but I'm not going to wear a mask." And that was before the warp speed, just so you know.
You're ahead of me. Yeah, Job Site News reports Aardvarkland is carrying out airstrikes in southern Lebanon as U.S. broker talks between Aardvarkland and Lebanon officials take place at the White House. It's absurd. It's absurd. And people are dying. Innocent civilian Lebanese are dying because of this absurdity. Because Trump is owned by Aardvarkland. There's more of just the nonsense from Trump.
If you look at what I said, I guess it was right, because I said I'd have it 4 to 6 weeks, and in 4 weeks we have totally defeated the military. So right now I don't want to rush it because you guys are, trying to make us look as bad as possible. I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time. We have plenty of time, and I want to get a great deal. I want to get a deal where our nation and the world is safe from lunatics with nuclear weapons. Yes.
Such
He talking about himself?
It's bullshit. But here he is on the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, he doesn't care. A bunch of people are going to starve to death because of his actions. He don't give a shit.
The way you asked that question, yeah, I did say it. I thought it would take 4 to 6 weeks, and I was right, because at the end of 6 weeks, at the end of 4 weeks, the military was decimated. So are you saying? But now what I'm doing, I can't tell you that. I don't want to put that kind of a timetable on it, but it'll go pretty quickly.
There's no timetable now. It's just forever war. I thought man. Wowzers here. Here he is promoting war crimes. He reposted this. We played it yesterday because I was so took him back on the War Channel. This guy, Mark Thiessen, big neocon piece of trash. He's just saying kill people, right? And Trump reposted his. We played the clip on the War Channel, Fox News, with this clown Mark Thiessen. He says, if there are two factions in Iran, one wants a deal and the one that doesn't, let's kill the ones who don't want a deal. Like, dude, really? There's openly say kill people now. It's like these people are psychos and need to be locked up for the good of society, Ruckus.
Death has absolutely no consequences whatsoever, Sam. They just, after you're dead, you just respawn somewhere else across the side of the map. Yeah, the absolute callousness and zero respect for human life in the midst of this current aggression, unwarranted, illegal, unconstitutional war against Iran is staggering, and it should not be ignored or forgotten. But yeah, they just literally like, yeah, we're killing all the right people, kill this, kill that, death. And I'm just like, well, last time I checked, every time a human being dies, it like has like ripple effects and affects other people around them and things like that. But, what do I know? I'm just a crazy anti-government domestic terrorist conspiracy theorist. Probably is my tinfoil hat showing through my hair today, Tim. Tim. Wow. Too much. I was sucking on too many gas fumes today, folks. Sorry about that.
If you've never been a panicking, this pin's for you. It's from the White House. They posted this. Trust in Trump. Not trust in God. Trust in Trump. The cult of personality's fading, bud. The jokes don't hit. The dance moves don't hit like they used to. None of it hits anymore.
So much for the whole trust no one thing, huh? X-Files fans, you're like, well, trust no one. Well, I mean, we trust Trump, of course. But other than that, we definitely don't trust our government. But we trust Trump. But we don't trust the government. But we trust Trump because he's, nothing to do with the. Wait a minute, weird.
No mines in the strait. Trump says, I have ordered the United States Navy to shoot and kill any boat, small boats, though they may be, their naval ships are all 159 of them at the bottom of the sea. But he's like contradicts himself within a sentence. Like, how do you're full of shit, Trump. You're a liar. Here's the post. You can see it. He's contradicting himself within the sentence. He's U.S. Navy to shoot and kill any boat, small boats, though they may have their Navy ships are all 159 of them at the bottom of the sea. So they got no Navy, but shoot the Navy boats. Like, dude, like what he says doesn't even make sense anymore. It's getting this ridiculous. We demand better propaganda, Ruckus. At least make sense with your lies. His lies don't even make sense.
That one kind of makes sense. He's saying, that the Navy's destroyed so that I get he doesn't know how to properly explain what's going on in his head. Can anybody, right?
Well, he's saying there's reports today from Axios. I won't take that. They're reporting too seriously, but Axios says that they're already putting mines back in the Strait of Hormuz, as he says the Navy's removing them. If we could believe any of this.
I'm so confused. But anyways, yeah, if Iran were to say contract like a third party, or commandeer like a civilian speedboat or their sailboat, or maybe they'll ship in a fisherman's boat from Venezuela, because those guys are some hardcore criminals right there. They are to be feared, ruthless. Yeah, so something like that, I'm guessing. So because they can't use their Navy ships because all 159 of them are on the bottom of the sea or something like that. Yeah, so I guess that's what he's talking about. It's like somebody does like the Grand Theft Auto in the ocean and then tries to go drop some mines. They're going to get blown out of the water, mister. Sounds to me like an excuse for them to just keep killing people because they love to do that, don't they?
Trump claims that they don't know. We still don't know who Iran's leaders are. Here's the next post from them, and then Iran counters them. They're united in the revolution. Trump says Iran is having a very hard time figuring out who their leader is. They just don't know. The infighting is between the hardliners, who have been losing badly on the battlefield, and the moderates, who are not very moderate at all, but gaining respect. Like, what are you freaking talking about, dude? He's just talking out of his rear end here. Anyhow, the main takeaway is he says that they don't know who their leader is, and then, well, they actually do. Iran replied to it. They're very structured here now. And so they replied to it and said, well, Iran's three branches of government: executive, legislation, and judicial. And they even added in this negotiator dude. And so here's all of their unified statements replying to Trump. There's Trump's statement. And then here's their unified statement. This dude, Argachai, and Ghalibaf. And they all say that they're unified around the supreme leader here now, Ruckus.
Yes, but they're probably gay and disfigured. So
there are there was reports out of New York. I think the New York Times and Compost were saying that the Khomeini son, the new supreme leader Khomeini, there's reports. Who knows if any of this is even true? But they say that he's badly wounded. He has to have plastic surgery on his face. He's really jacked up, is what they say.
Yeah,
Maybe true.
that's why I made that offhand comment, in case anybody missed it. Yeah, there some news reports are like as if that would matter. Like, well, if only we can prove that the Khomeini's son was homosexual, then that would be the end of everything. Everybody, that's the goal, ultimate goal right here. We just got to prove their sexuality, and we're good to go. Pay no attention to that big gay festival happening in Aardvark land whatsoever. Just ignore that for now. We'll deal with that later. Maybe, probably not. You're anti-Semitic for even listening to me right now. What are you doing? Tune out right now. Go home. Yep. I'll see you in the FEMA camps, everybody.
They say in Iran, there are no radicals or moderates. We are all Iranian and revolutionary. And they all put out the same message. And so that's why the headline of the show is Revolution United, because that's
maybe Sam, just going on a limb here, maybe it would help things for the American people if the news, quote unquote news, like the mainstream news outlets say, I'm just going to go out. Maybe it'd be best if, say, Fox News were to report these things.
They won't. That might help.
I'm not saying that they will. I'm just saying that it would help.
It would help. It would help if they were actually a public service instead of a propaganda outfit. That's why we have to do weaponized news here now. Another 33 here, Ruckus, from U.S. Central Command. And so this is from the big dogs with the big guns. They told us earlier today, U.S. forces have now redirected 33 vessels since the start of the blockade against Iran. And that's right from U.S. Central Command.
Hey, dear whoever you are, the powers that be, there is such a thing as too many 33s. Okay, you might want to like hold off on those for at least a week or two.
You're gonna love this report out of the Aardvark Post. Trump in absentia, he couldn't show up obviously because he's over here lying so much. Becomes first non-Aardvark to receive Aardvark land's top civilian honor. Trump reportedly planned to accept the prize with a videotaped address at one point, with Aardvark land's education minister officially extending the invitation in early February. And so Trump got the top honor there from Aardvark land. Prime Minister, Shadow President America, Bibi, announced that Trump would get the Aardvark land prize after meeting with him at his Florida estate Mar-a-Lago in December. And so he's the first civilian to receive Aardvark land's top prize. Aardvark land prize. That's what it's called. So there you go. There you go.
I had to look close to see the name of the prize because I'm losing track of the code words.
I did get in trouble, Ruckus. I was testing the limits, but not really because this is a true thing. But I did get this pulled off of Facebook. And I haven't got flagged on Facebook for a very long time since I was deleted. And this is my first violation. This is a Polish MP there in the Polish parliament calling it out for what it is there. And I posted that image, which is a real image, not AI. That really happened. We played the video of it, and Facebook didn't like that, and they took it down because they don't like.
I told you that.
They don't like the truth. They don't like the truth. So
you can't even like you don't even try this, but you can't quote anything from history related to that. You can't use the N-word, no images. Can't even have like a mustache on a person that looks even semi close to that other guy's mustache. Like if you were in school and you were learning about this and you had a textbook and you took a picture of the textbook open and it was open to a page involving that, you would get in trouble, Facebook jail for you, sir, for posting that picture. It's crazy over there. So I'm not surprised.
This is newsworthy because this happened in the Polish parliament.
Well, so, you're just anti-science, anti-Semitic, and all that fun stuff.
I know, but I'm just reporting on what the sentiment out there toward Aardvark land is. Okay, what do we got? Yeah, same thing. That's a double post. Oh, here's the supreme leader now. Here's his message. He's gay, fake, every smear you want to put against him. They have done here now in U.S. media, but he's somebody's still posting on his X account there, and they say, due to the strange unity created among compatriots, a fracture has occurred in the enemy. With the practical guidance for this blessing, cohesion has become even greater and more steel-like, and the enemies will become more wretched and diminished. The enemy's media operations, by targeting the minds and psyches of the people, intend to undermine national unity and security. May our negligence not allow this sinister intent to come to fruition. So he put out that message. All the other top Iranians put out their message, and they say, we're unified in the revolution. Trump, get it straight, bud.
Bunch of low IQ people, Sam.
Sure they are. They speak like, I don't know, at least 2 different languages. Probably more than that. Yeah, a bunch of retards over there, sure. Again, Gollyboff, Iranian, and revolutionary. And those are the 2 key phrases they're using, and united in the revolution.
Compare the statements coming from that side to compare to what's coming from our side, and it's just like so embarrassing. And that's like, I don't know what other word to use. I mean, that seems like that's not the correct word, but that's the closest way to describe it. Yeah, it's wild.
We've won the war 55 times, but according to a bunch of reports we went over yesterday, Iran still has a bunch of military capabilities. Okay. So we have not defeated Iran. Their military is still intact. Their leadership structure is still very well intact, and their fingers on the trigger. Okay. And so that's where we're at. Day 55 of Iran war. Okay. We're losing the propaganda war badly, Ruckus, with these Lego videos. Here's the newest Lego video. They're cranking them out, and I can't even keep track who's making them at this point. But here's the newest Lego video, and they're coming out all over the place. Sadly, we're losing the information war, the propaganda war, to Iranian Lego videos.
From the hungry streets of Tehran to the ruins of Gaza, you pave your path with the shadows of our sorrow, while you tuck your fortunate sons in beds of gold and silk. Our mothers bury theirs in the dust of the wars you built. Talk of America first, but it's Trump's pocket only. A schoolyard bully, arrogant and lonely, threatening our heritage. 52 targets on your screen, that's a war crime, Donald. The world knows what you mean. You boast of your bombs and your military might, but you're a ghost in the shadows, afraid of the fight. We don't flinch at your tariffs or your oil zero game. Our history is eternal while you're just a fading name. You can't cage a lion with the digital war. The higher you build it, the harder you fall. Let's talk about patriotism. Where was yours in 68? A fake bone spur to escape a soldier's fate. While the poor bled in jungles, you play golf on the grass. Now you call them losers, you got a lot of brass. You turn the White House into a family bazaar. Ivanka getting patents, Jared reaching for the stars. 2 billion from the desert while you ban a kin at the gate. Selling Bibles and sneakers to fuel your campaign of hate. Charging taxpayers for a room at your own resort. 5 kids in the mansion, not a uniform in sight. Just fortunate sons hiding from the fight. From the ruins of Gaza to the Yemeni dust, the drones hum your song, destroying all trust. 15 civilian strikes, children crying in the clay. Complicit in the silence, there's a price you're gonna pay. You call the press the enemy, you call yourself a god, but you're a human battery failing a monumental fraud. Tweeting madness at 3 a.m. unstable and cold, trading the world's peace for the lies that you sold. The divine archive is full, the record is set. The world won't forgive and we won't forget. America first, no, it's America only. Building your walls while you're bitter and lonely. From Gaza to Tehran, we feel the weight of your hand, but we're still standing tall in our ancient land. No kings, no crowns, built on blood and oil. We see the rock beneath your golden soil. Keep your terrace, keep your walls, keep your golden tower. The clock is ticking on your borrowed power. Tehran is awake. The world is watching.
That one hits. That's a good one. I've been watching a number of these, mostly through you replaying them, Sam, and I've noticed that like these really good ones like that one are clearly made by the same person. And listening to that song, because I've seen that they reuse that rapper character in some of these other ones. So I think whoever's making those ones there, I mean, that's a real artist. That is not just AI slop. That has full blown, I mean, I guarantee the guy's writing the lyrics. I don't know how, if they're producing the music themselves or using AI to help them with the music. That's probably a possibility. Maybe it's not even a real singer, but there's a human brain that is directing that 100%.
Sure.
And the full production, I mean, that's award-winning quality right there from beginning to end. That one right there. And the similar ones made by that same person or group of people. But I mean, the technology's there that one person could sit there and prompt that out. But I mean, this is not a fly by the night. This isn't just some low IQ dumbass. And it's also, I also don't think that this is like an Iran propaganda. I think this is organic. I really do. And I think it's an artist. I think it's somebody who's a creative person. So, but who knows? They're probably, they have to probably never reveal who they are or they'd be dead. You know what I mean?
Here's another one. We know who made this one. They put their watermark on it, Where Forbidden. And this is a little bit different style, but this one hits pretty hard too, man. Let me tell you. Let's watch this one.
You like to feel like you're in control, don't you, baby? It's cute. Just don't ever forget who's really driving.
Yeah, I know. I like when it feels like it's me.
That's why it works.
Yeah, it works.
You're damn right.
Spotlight, the deals, the illusion of power. But behind every empire, there's someone pulling the strings. This fall, control is an illusion, power is a transaction, and everyone pays.
Wow.
Right. That hit pretty hard, right?
Good stuff.
I remember Jasmine Crockett said that Trump was Putin's hoe. Maybe she needed to adjust her rhetoric a little bit and she wouldn't have lost the election there. It's actually Bibi. Bibi is Trump is Bibi's hoe, apparently, according to that. What's the name of the show? The Handler? There you go. Oh my gosh. So it turns out, Trump is actually Bibi's hoe, not Putin's hoe. There you go. So Trump's losing the propaganda info war bigly, as he would say here now. And we're
How
not
sheltered do you think he is? I mean, how many people do have to deflect him and hide like TV screens in the news when he's walking past out in public so he doesn't see this kind of stuff?
I don't know. He's on his own. He built his own echo chamber over there on the his True Social, right? And so even on there, even on his own social media, where all the sycophant fans of his are there, even ratioing them on his own freaking post because it's so stupid and ridiculous and never-ending lies. And so he sees it there on his own social media platform, but he probably, I don't know, doesn't look at the replies. I don't know. Okay, so we're not getting mass deportations. Another lie. DHS tames down mass deportation efforts by rolling back some of its ICE policies of court arrest and warrantless house searches, according to a report out of NBC. We're not getting, and the GOP has told Republicans to not campaign on mass deportations for the midterms. That's a major reason why they're going to lose, because we're not getting mass deportations here now, Ruckus, as Trump had promised us.
Well, I'm all for them rolling back some rules. Did they roll back the one that says they're allowed to shoot people in the face?
No, they can still do that.
Darn it.
Trump's a big drug dealer. Okay. Right here, he's bragging. He's bragging about being a drug dealer. Public health section here now. TrumpRx.gov. Don't do drugs, kids. Seriously.
Go to the pharmacy. It's setting a record. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. I've actually had many companies, I shouldn't tell you this, Bobby, but there have been many companies say, so we'd like to buy from you if you could. What? TrumpRx.com. I said, it's not for sale. It's not me. It's the government. The government owns it. I don't own it. But they're all impressed. These pharmaceutical companies, they said they've never seen anything like this. So it's fantastic. Now, go to the...
Does this fool even...
The government owns it?
TrumpRx.gov. Does this fool even know what he's saying? Look at this. Look at this. And by the way, here's a whole crew of Epstein lists. You got Dr. Oz, Lutnick, Bobby Kennedy Jr., and Trump, all on the... Keep that in mind. All these fools are on the Epstein list in this, selling us LSD and marijuana.
President, I was reminded when the president was speaking of a conversation that I had yesterday with one of the
Epstein list, Epstein list, Epstein list, Epstein list.
Democratic senators who was questioning me during the hearing, and she was ridiculing President Trump for his math. And she was saying, it's mathematically impossible to have a drug drop by 600% cost, which he had claimed. And I said, well, if the drug was $100 and it raised the price to $600, that would be a 600% rise. Well, if it drops from 600 to 100, that's a 600% savings. And the president used that mathematical device to illustrate the magnitude of the theft that has been happening against our country and our people, as he said. President.
Main reason I want to show that is the shot with all the Epsteiners right there.
And for clarification for the censors and those who want to hold us accountable for our thought crimes later that we're exhibiting now, by Epstein list, we don't mean there's an actual list, but they were all names that you can find.
Files released by the DOJ as part of the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Yeah.
And of course, not all the files, because we're still waiting.
We're still waiting for the files that we did get. All of them are listed in there. Dr. Oz is inviting freaking Epstein to freaking Easter birthday parties and all this, and it just goes on. Bobby Kennedy Jr. flew on his plane. Trump flew on his plane. Lutnick, I mean, takes his family vacations at Epstein Island proudly, and on it goes, as we've covered here. I thought they already did this, but apparently they're doing it again. I don't know. They rescheduled marijuana now to Schedule 3 here, Ruckus. So now they're saying, well, here's the Justice Department. I wouldn't trust any of this dope from the government, man. None of their hallucinogens, none of their marijuana, nothing from these fools, man. This hit today. Justice Department places FDA approved marijuana products and products containing marijuana subject to a qualifying state issued license is in Schedule 3, strengthening medical research while maintaining strict federal controls. The Department of Justice is delivering on Trump's promise to expand Americans' access to medical treatment options. It's been well, I'm from California, and we've had medical marijuana for like, I don't know, the last 30 years or something. I forget even the year, but they're pretty far behind at the federal government level here now, let me tell you.
I actually don't think you guys are the first, but a lot of people think you were. But I'm trying to remember who really was the first. But you guys are basically considered. You guys are known for that. Absolutely. This is something that Trump set into motion some time ago, possibly even just towards the end of last year. But it was a few months ago. Big announcement about it. But it was just under review, and then now the review is done. It's official, and he had somebody. It wasn't Trump that did the signature on this one. It was somebody else.
It was Blanche. Todd.
It was Blanche. There you go. Yeah, the guy who's he's all like, well, if we knew that there were men committing crimes, we would arrest them or something. I'm sure you would, Blanche, but he's the one that did this. Yeah.
You're like, what about all the Epstein co-conspirators? She's like, take a hit of this. So, yeah, they moved it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 allegedly. Now that frees up more research, and of course, everything the government touches turns to shit. And so you could expect them to. I don't know how you could destroy the flower marijuana, but somehow, some way, they're going to go about doing that here now. So. Whoop-de freaking do. I guess the Fed.
Trump will sell it on. They'll start their own
website. TrumpRx.gov.
Like,
you better believe it.
Weed.gov.
TrumpRx.gov. Get your Fed marijuana there. I would strongly advise against it. Okay. Let's see here now. Yeah, here's the statement from the Department of Justice right here. And so this is going to free up being able to research it more, they say. I hope it does and can help people. I just can't trust this criminal government at all as the Epstein files cover-up continues. And then we go to this story, Ruckus, on the Epstein files. We're cooking through here, so we're making good time.
Actually,
go ahead.
Real quick about the marijuana thing.
Oh, you want to go back on that? Okay.
Just for a brief second, because that has traditionally been used to go after people. It's used like an excuse, right? So, my only concern about them loosening up regulations and laws around that is that they'll use other means to go after people improperly. You know what I'm saying? So they'll lean more into like the thought crime stuff, the censorship, the anti-Semitism, stuff like that. So, just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. And instead of throwing a bag of marijuana, they just throw a bag of cocaine or whatever they. You know what I mean? And set you up that way. So yeah, plenty of ways they'll set you up still. Again, I hope it helps people that really need the help with this marijuana. But I just don't have any faith that this federal government can be trusted at all with any of this stuff. You want to know why? Because here's an Epstein list, and dude that was Secretary of the Navy got fired or resigned yesterday. He's on there, man. And we called it all at the time. We called it at the time when it came out. Here's a big old file about him in the Epstein Transparency Act files that were released. And so this guy's a big old banker, all these crooks. And this was in there. And so anyway, it's a 54-page document. I'll link to it if anybody wants to go ahead and look at the research. But he's a big international banker, turns out. He received his Harvard Business School and blah, blah. He's in there with the elites. But somehow, some way, he's out of being Navy secretary. So they put in this new guy Q went wild on this. All the QAnon people, this Asian dude, I forget even his name. And I'm like, oh, he's the freaking Mr. America. I'm like, really? Really.
Now that the dude's out, is he on his way to prison?
No, he's going to go probably use all the information he stole from the Navy and go profiteer in the private sector.
So he's going to do UFO podcasts.
I doubt it. He's probably going to join up with a big bank or a big military industrial complex company is what I would suspect here.
Dude, this happens to me all the time. Just remember that I said that in case this guy does come out and starts talking about UFO stuff.
Okay. I don't think he's going there because I'm pretty sure he's going to go get it's a revolving door routine that we continually see.
Build a bingo card for this year. Come on, throw me a bone.
Nah. Okay, here. This is what Trump had to say about him upon his leaving. John Phelan is a longtime friend and very successful businessman who did an outstanding job serving as my Secretary of the Navy for the last year. John helped my administration rebuild Sleepy Joe Biden's rapidly depleted and almost abandoned Navy. Now, because of John and all the great men and women lovingly and tirelessly involved, we have the strongest Navy in the world by far. John Phelan is smart, tough, and respected by all. And although he has decided to move on from his position as Secretary of the Navy, I very much appreciate the job that he has done and would certainly like to have him back within the Trump administration sometime in the future. And a special thank you to John for his service. So yeah, he's going to go to the private sector and make $1 gazillion off of insider Navy. And of course, he's going to streamline contracts for the military industrial complex. He'll probably be a middleman in the financing and so on and make $1 gazillion out of the whole deal. And he's hanging out with Epstein too on the side. So there you go. Here are the, to remind everybody once again, if you've forgotten here, Trump administration officials in the Epstein files: Trump himself, his old lady, Melania, Lutnick, Flan, Zampoli, that introduced Trump to Melania, Kevin Warsh, the Federal Reserve nominee, looking like he's going to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve. Imagine that. Mehmet Oz, Musk. I guess he was part of the administration, or quasi, however you want to put it. He was a big part of Doge, putting in technocracy at the beginning of Trump's second term here. Steve Bannon, Alex Acosta, Bill Barr, and Brett Ratner. He was the film director for Melania. And so not really part of the administration, but in the direct orbit there of Trump.
What about the son-in-law?
Kushner? No, there was no Kushner. Was there? Let's search it up right now. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look about old Kushner. I don't think he was in there. I think I might have searched it before. Let's see if Kushner is in the Epstein files. Kushner. Is he in there? Oh, he's in there a lot. Sorry. Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, they missed that one, actually. Yeah, take a look. Here's Kushner. I just searched it up. Justice.gov/Epstein, right from the DOJ. And yeah, you search Kushner, he's in there 327 times. Good catch there, Ruckus. So yeah,
I'll do you one step better. I'll do you one step better. Okay, you know why he's not on that list of the Epstein listers in the current Trump administration? Because he's not officially a part of the damn administration. Hello.
He's just the dude.
A reminder to you all, what the F is this guy do making policy for the United States of America? Completely unelected official. But anyway.
He's just a dude that goes around starting wars in the name of the United States.
Neat. Can I do that? How does this work?
No, you can't do it. You're not aardvark. Only aardvarks. Only aardvarks are allowed to do that.
Is he technically? Anyways.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, anyway.
For sure. So here's more about the Navy Secretary, John. He was actually on, he was listed on the flight log of flying on Epstein's private jet in 2006. So there you go. Big buddies with Trump. There you go. Boom. Boom, boom, and boom.
Maybe it was a different John Phelan.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think
It's
so
just a coincidence. Trust in Trump.
because that 54-page document that's in the Epstein files, it lays out, if you went through that thing, you can make all kind of connections. It names all kind of different people in that. So yeah, he's all up in it.
I'm sure the reason he's retiring has nothing to do with that.
I think honestly it doesn't. I think it's just so he can go profiteer more, honestly, because that's how these people are. They're just extremely greedy, never satisfied. They're fortunate sons. Okay, Justice Department watchdog launches probe into compliance with Epstein files law. Took them long enough. What are we, day like 150 or something of the Department of Justice not complying with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. They're still breaking the law. Todd Blanche, Mr. Marijuana, is breaking the law by not complying with the freaking law. The Justice Department, this is a report out of ZBS, but why they reported today, the Justice Department internal watchdog said today that it will audit the Department of Justice's compliance with the law that requires the release of files related to Epstein Files Transparency Act. Yeah, so I don't know what an internal watchdog is going to do, but apparently they finally got the clue that these guys are not complying with the law. And they've doxed the victims too. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, everybody. They will conclude, we investigated ourselves and we found that we did nothing wrong.
The watchdog office said the probe will review the process behind the department's, quote, identification, collection, and production of responsive material. It will also examine how the department determined what material would be redacted or withheld under the law, as well as the, quote, processes for addressing post-release publication concerns. They doxed a bunch of victims. One of them I saw was posting that they actually doxed her topless photo when she was 20 years old. Like, no, not redacted at all, Ruckus. And a bunch of others.
Mistakes are made.
Mistakes were made. They're trying to be honest. Should Ghislaine Maxwell get a pardon out of this whole deal?
Oh, God, no.
Why not?
Why? She's not related to Trump. Why should anybody who's not related to Trump or his inner circle get a pardon? Give me a good reason.
Well, LA Times reports here that House Oversight Chair says some members support a Ghislaine Maxwell pardon. Comer there. He said this. James Comer is the head of the Republican Oversight Committee there, right? He says he told Politico yesterday that a lot of people, quote, a lot of people support the idea of Maxwell receiving a pardon from President Trump in exchange for her cooperation in the committee's investigation. So that's how they're going to try to sell it. That she's gonna rat, and so we should in exchange give her a pardon. And that they'll probably work that whole thing up and partner, and we still won't get jack out of it. No co-conspirator. There's a co-conspirator right there locked up, the only one, and she's going to get pardoned, and no other co-conspirators will be indicted. Is the way this thing is going now, Ruckus?
I guess I could see that. It is 2026 after all.
The Republican Garcia on the House Oversight Committee, or excuse me, the Democrat. He said it's outrageous that Republicans on the Oversight Committee are considering a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. I agree with Democrat Garcia here. He says she is a sex abuser who facilitated the rape of women and children. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, on to the KKK here, Ruckus. Hoodwinked.
Oh, hold on. I'm not doing it.
Hoodwinked. The New York Compost anti-hate group Southern Poverty Law Center gave $3 million to racists they claim to fight. Oh my gosh. What do we make of this? The Southern Poverty Law Center indictment here. Let me read through some of the hoaxes here. Who's this? Craig Sawyer posted this on the X. He says, well, meet one of of your worst traitors and deceivers, the Southern Poverty Law Center, leftist NGO, waging fifth generational warfare on the American people via ideological subversion. The quote, systemic racism crisis that were pure lies. Jesse Smollett attack, Bubba Wallace noose. Remember that? It was the freaking, it was a rope on the garage door. They used to pull it down. And he's like, they put a noose up here. The freaking KKK's trying to get me in my NASCAR. It's just, come on, dude. Anyway, okay, Charlotte, the Fine People hoax that I believe Trump played along with this whole thing. He's part of it. The Covington smirk, remember that? Tiki torches for Youngkin. Hands up, don't shoot. How many more? It was all orchestrated to divide the USA for easy overthrow by the globalist owners. It's problem, reaction, solution strategy of taking your freedom and power. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. Yeah. And so here's a little meme that's illustrating that all of this was all fake. And think of that. How much time, effort, energy, funding went into all this BS. And it's just literally all staged and fake psyops on the American people. Incredible.
Probably a heck of a lot more time, energy, and effort than it took to make this meme right here.
That's a good one.
At least that news story explains this. I saw this on my feed, and I'm like, "What the heck?" And then I saw the news, and I'm like, "Well, I probably
wait. What did the caption say there?
Heading into my new job at the Southern Poverty Law Center." It's freaking hilarious.
And he got hired too, and I'm sure he got a bonus.
Oh dear. Yeah, I did not. This one was not on my bingo card. This one for sure.
Remember these guys, Ruckus? Remember these guys?
Oh yeah, the Patriot Front.
Patriot Front. This is from when they got pulled over because there were like 30 of them in the back of a U-Haul, and they got pulled over for illegally hauling people. And they did it. I remember when the cops did this. I couldn't find the video. I didn't look that hard, but I remember the video at the time. They pulled them all out and zip tied them and everything, but never pulled off their freaking mask because they knew this was all part of an operation, man.
Well, they were ICE officers in training, Sam.
More clown world from the Patriot Front, who are straight up feds.
Life, liberty, victory.
Life, liberty, victory.
Check it out. Damn, son, that might be a cut. That's a good take right there. Sieg fucking high. Let's
And that's funded by your Southern Poverty Law Center and the federal government. So there you go. More of this.
The fakest thing I think I've ever seen.
And they thought it was a good take. There you go. More of this staging. It's all these same crisis actor, fed, undercover pieces of trash. Honestly, I mean, these are some real low life scum trying to undermine America here with hoax, false flag, racist attacks to divide the country. It's truly disgusting. Truly, truly disgusting.
Hey, didn't somebody in history used to use these kind of tactics? Well, what's the... Yeah, anyway.
So here, let's go right to the source, Southern Poverty Lie Center. Here's their, and so this is all bullshit, right? But they got like what, $1 billion in offshore accounts, all this. And so they're doing pretty good right now. But this is right from the active hate and anti-government groups in the U.S. in 2023. FU government, FUSPLC. How you like that? Oh, we can get anti-government groups up to way more than 830. But the only problem is they're running all of these groups, you see. That's the problem.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we remove the ones that they funded and see how many are left?
I've experienced it. I don't know if they came from SPLC, the feds, where they came from, but you go do an activist organization on any controversial topic, and some weirdos will show up and try to cause violence. I can guarantee you that because I've lived it, okay? And many other people have as well. So go try to do that, and you'll see some weirdos show up and say, let's go blow up buildings, let's shoot cops, let's throw bricks at traffic, let's throw rocks from the overpass, all this nonsense. And we're like, no.
Sometimes they'll even infiltrate media organizations or podcasts to radicalize listeners. Anyways, be careful out there, people.
I seen them do all of these different tactics. People came to our activist groups in 9/11 Truth, and they said, yeah, let's go do all that, cause riots, attack cops, and we're like, dude, we just want a new investigation into 9/11. We want to talk to our congressional representative. We don't want to do all this violence. We're peaceful, anti-violent group, but just do that and you could experience it for yourself. Okay, we're at the hour mark. I think we're doing pretty good. We covered a lot so far. Let's take our live commercial break. Everybody go to weaponizednews.com/shop. Get yourself a sticker over there. Weaponized News sticker. We got 3 different stickers: the holograph, the white background, and the clear backgrounds here. weaponizednews.com/shop. We take donations as well. However you may choose to support this broadcast is much appreciated. Put the sticker on your laptop, your bumper, your guitar, your hard hat, your work locker. However you may choose to display this, your Cybertruck is much appreciated and help support independent reporting and analysis brought to you 5 days a week, broadcasting live, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern time. We take donations as well. Buy me a coffee, Cash App, Bitcoin wallet address, secure PayPal donation right there on the front of weaponizednews.com. All the links are in the description below this video. If you want to become a paid subscriber, Weaponized News Substack is where you can do that. Everything's free. We appreciate you giving us a little bit of money for all the time, effort, and energy it takes to put this broadcast together. All the links to almost everything we talk about will be at Weaponized News Substack channel, and that is for documentation and your further research purposes. And all links are in the description below this video. Any which way you choose to support us is much appreciated. Thank you to the subscribers, patrons of the store, and donors. And give me that like, share, subscribe, push that notification button. All of that is free. Go ahead and plug away, Ruckus.
Yeah, they got a hype button on YouTube now, too.
That's Sandwich Time. Shout out to Sandwich Time. He said that. I don't even know what he's talking about. He's like, hey, I pushed the hype button and something. So he didn't know what it does, but he did it for the thank you, Sandwich Time, for doing
apparently
that.
It's free and you can do that too, and it helps, allegedly. We'll see. So anyways, you like alternative and underground independent media podcast kind of stuff? Yeah, I know you do. Head on over to Alternate Current Radio for stuff like that. That's where you'll find, my friends and colleagues. That's where we do the Boiler Room. We have reposts for the Sunday Wire. We've got our friends and colleagues doing a podcast called Mystical American Patriot Society. And then we've got our deep dive guy, that's Odd Man Out. He's got a podcast. He's up in the rotation somewhere. If there he is. So there's a new one from him called Iranocide. Nice one. So yeah, you find all of that good stuff over at alternatecurrentradio.com. You'll also find ways to reach out to me if you want help with your website or business because you're an independent or a small business owner and you need help with stuff like that. I do that as the word slinger. There you go.
Right there. Right here. You can follow me at Weaponized News on the X, and DMs are always open. AC_wordslinger for Ruckus right there. Real quick, back to the Southern Poverty Lie Center. Here's their post. This was from December of 2024. They say, for over 50 years, we have been engineering hate and extremism. Or no, they say fighting hate and extremism, but they've actually been engineering hate and extremism through strategic litigation, public policy, public education, and groundbreaking investigative reports. December 31st is the deadline to have your gift matched to help us hit our $1 million goal donation. Join the fight, double your impact together. We can end poverty, end mass incarceration, end white supremacy, which they engineered in large part, end voter suppression. And so they're engineering all this extremism of the white supremacy crisis here in America. Turns out it's in very large part. I've known a few genuine white supremacists in my life, Ruckus, and they don't act anything like these fools that they roll out that are obviously fed. So anyhow, Southern Poverty Law Center for the last 50 years has been engineering racial hatred in America.
Neat. They also, speaking of lies, they said, together we can end poverty. No, we cannot. However, just one or two of these billionaires could if they wanted to. Isn't that weird?
Well, Melania, she's allegedly married to a billionaire. She's telling us how great Palantir is in this clip, as we're in the technocracy section now.
I am proud that America's best technology companies, including Meta, Palantir, OpenAI, Adobe, Zoom Communications, X, and Microsoft, had the chance to advance our mission to empower children with technology and education.
It's awesome,
crap,
right?
She's a robot. I just realized what's going on here. She is the most advanced Android model, and they're not telling anybody. Wow.
May very well be. She's better than the one that Michael Dell had, his wife, right? She did look like a freaking robot. Like if Melania is one of these robot hybrid, whatever clone transhumans, yeah, way better model.
Stepford Wives, right?
Stepford Wives, way better model than Michael Dell's wife, because she blew the whole thing, because she literally did look like one. Okay, so report out of Wired magazine here. Palantir employees are starting to wonder if they're the baddies, if they're the bad guys. Interviews with current and former Palantir employees, along with internal Slack messages obtained by Wired magazine, suggest a workforce in turmoil. And the thumbnail for the show there, smile, Palantir is watching you. Amazing, Ruckus.
McDonald's employees are starting to wonder if their product is unhealthy. I mean, come on, seriously.
Here's the takeover. They already took over, bro. They already took over. Here's Jason Bassler, Free Thought Project meme. Here you go. Palantir has embedded itself into the government, and you can see all of the loving government agencies that Palantir is now running, essentially, at least their software programs. There you go. So, yeah, they have taken over. They have taken over the government. And that's in large part what Doge was all about, was installing Palantir Foundry operating system at the enterprise level of the federal government, Ruckus.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at those organizations. Do those organizations take in and or make a lot of money? Do they have... Is any of this going to trickle? Is this a buy signal, Sam?
By tyranny, by the surveillance state, yeah. Oh man.
I remember how people would get like crazy. They'd be like, go nuts when Elon Musk would just use the word Doge on Saturday Night Live, right? And the Dogecoin would go like, oh, he's playing with the stock markets. But Trump can come out, Melania can come out. Palantir is great. Here's the stock ticker. Buy all you like. The robots are here.
We got some of that reporting about the insider trading going on.
Yeah, there you go. It's all the rage.
The profiteering by the Trump administration.
All the kids are doing it, Sam. Come on. I want a piece of the action, too.
All Trump kids. Here's Lutnick selling the technocracy. He let his whole company get killed on 9/11, and he takes his family vacations on Epstein Island. Here's your Commerce Secretary appointed by Trump, rolling out another piece of technocracy here.
Over the past 15 months, President Trump has proven that the American economy is the strongest and most resilient in the world. When businesses look for the place to expand manufacturing, they drive innovation, and they hire more workers, they are decisively choosing the United States. Micron, for example, $200 billion investment in memory semiconductor manufacturing in Idaho, upstate New York, and Virginia. TSMC's $165 billion advanced manufacturing investment in America's semiconductor logic sector. Texas Instruments' $60 billion investment for 7 U.S. semiconductor fabs across 3 manufacturing megasites, Texas and Utah, are just a few examples of the Trump administration's commitment to driving semiconductor investment. And
that's the microchips for the technocracy for the Terminators. There you go.
And or your brains.
And or your brain chip as well. 33s, Ruckus. U.S. soldier involved. U.S. soldier involved in Maduro raid charged with betting on the operation. The Special Forces soldier allegedly made more than $400,000 on a Polymarket bet, prosecutors say. And then you go down into the story. How much did he bet, Ruckus?
Approximately $33,000.
Oh, man, you can't make this stuff up. Here it is, NBC News. And so Van Dyke, Gannon Ken Van Dyke is the Special Forces man's name that bet on the Maduro raid. And he bet approximately $33,034. I don't know why he didn't bet $33,000.
I'm not mistaken, the official number and why they reported it as that is $33,033.90.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's why they said it was approximately
they rounded up
the 34. So the guy's clearly into the esoteric number thing when as part of his
He
bet.
won. Not that he had any inside knowledge that this was going to happen. He got a phone call, said we're going to go bust this dude, right? And then made a bet, but forget about it. So why does this guy get in trouble? Why can't he get? He's a freaking Special Forces soldier. He deserves the money
because he's not related to Trump and he's not part of the inner circle. He doesn't play golf with Trump. So it's either you're related to him or you play golf with him, or
he was going to go die over the damn thing.
Or
he's the one getting shot at. None of these other golf buddies of Trump, not Lindsey Graham.
The list. No, see, it's all about the clubs. You know what I mean? It's all about the clubs.
This guy's he put real skin in the game. He put real skin in the game, Ruckus.
He took a chance. He lost.
So they got this guy, poor Van Dyke. He's been charged with betting on the operation. Meta is laying off 10% of its entire staff next month. Business Insider reports there. Oh, it gets better. 7% of Microsoft offers buyout up to 7% of its U.S. employees, trying to get them to retire early here now. And then doomsday for Nike as it axes 1,400 jobs after brutal sales drop caused by woke push, they say. Was it woke push or your shoes just suck? I don't know.
Holy smokes, all those kids will have to go to school. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
They can't go to school in Palestine. They're being blocked, or the occupied West Bank. They're protesting to try to go to school and getting shot over it. What about Anthropic's evaluation is now estimated to be $1 trillion? Jeez.
How?
On secondary markets per buy. $1 trillion as reported by Unusual Wells. Well, as reported by BI there. Imagine that, $1 trillion for Anthropic. Anthropic's getting back in the good graces of the government as well.
I was going to say, I thought they were going to lose big by not doing the military contract. Oh, yeah, they're big losers, apparently.
No, they're and apparently their latest release has scared everybody to the point where they think they're going to hack the Federal Reserve. They're going to hack everything, hack the entire internet, they say, with this new.
No. See,
that's what they say.
It's their reporting, their internal reporting saying that they're concerned, which was hyped up in the media. That is, so it's all, I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one. Could be just a big marketing gimmick thing, or setting us up for the cyber polygon, which, they were setting that up too, talking about like the internet being connected under the water in the Strait of Hormuz or some crazy thing. I'm like, dude, they're really just pushing this. It's all going to get turned off one day at the flick of a switch, right?
Are they trying to channel interdimensional demons as being reported, or aliens, interdimensional demons, whatever you want to call them? These other entities, are they trying to open up portals as being reported by insiders in OpenAI? You think that story's true? I think they're really trying to. Sam Altman is really trying to do that?
No. That's
No.
got to be red herring stuff right there. Down the rabbit hole, distraction, conspiracy theory candy.
We got more 33s for you, Ruckus.
Oh, good.
Raising a child to age 18 now costs more than $303,000, an increase of 27.8% since 2023. So you could round that up to what, 28% inflation there? Yee, since 2023? That's probably about right. I'd say we're close to 30% inflation in the last 3 years. Yeah, pretty close.
That's cray.
Pretty close. Bernie Sanders, he's fighting the oligarchy, but only when Republicans are in the White House. But hey, he's right on the money here. The Trump family has made $4 billion off the presidency. Crypto, $3.2 billion. Should put $3.3 billion. Persian Gulf deals, $425.8 million. Qatari jet, $150 million. Legal fees, merchandise, $127.7 million. Mar-a-Lago, $125 million. Corporate deals, $91 million. Hanoi Hotel, $40 million. True Social, $25 million. And Dawn Jr., $19.6 million. Unprecedented kleptocracy, Bernie Sanders says there.
Bernie Sanders does not understand. These people work hard. We're winning. They made America great again. Dude, if it wasn't for these fine people, I mean, I would give them twice as much if I could, Sam. But unfortunately, I'm not part of the family, and I don't play golf with Trump. I would give them a hell of a lot more, because if it wasn't for these fine folks, we would never know that there's only two sexes, that you're either born a boy or a girl, and there's nothing there. You can't switch, okay? So I praise God for that every day, Sam, and you should too.
Eric Trump-backed robot startup lands $24 million Pentagon deal to compete with China. New Phantom 2 to be the strongest humanoid robot in the world, CEO says. And so we're in all these new Cold Wars with China now. The Terminator drone war. And so directly profiteering from government contracts through the Pentagon, Trump's family. Because we have to beat China, don't you know, in the Terminator Cold War.
I'm sorry, did that say strongest robot?
That's what the CEO said. The CEO of Phantom Robotics, said the strongest robot.
What does that even mean? Seriously, I mean, I hate to sound like, like science and facts.
Like a bench press is like more than
a
bench press is more than a freaking NFL defensive lineman. I don't know.
Yeah, what are the standards here? I mean, what are they comparing it to?
They don't really get into it in this article.
You don't say. What a surprise. The media would never do that to us, Sam.
You cannot build a utopia, then not defend it. That just doesn't make any sense. The CEO said, what utopia? Like, what are they? The strongest, yeah. The strongest. The bot featured on the company's website weighs 176 pounds and can move at 1.7 meters per second. The technology is on the way, including Phantom 2. I think what we're about to unveil the next couple months, I don't think anything like that exists. CEO Pat Hack said. Pat Hack, I guess is how you pronounce the name.
Well, I hope that guy's blowing smoke up our rear ends, because holy moly, nobody wants like super strong, fast Terminator robots, do we? Is that what we want? I don't want that.
They're coming.
Who wants that?
Well, you love China then.
Okay.
I
do?
Yeah, if you don't want Terminator robots to come freaking drone you, then you love China.
All right, cool.
Oil prices rise as Iran-U.S. peace talks stall. We're on day 55 of the Iranian war. Brent crude futures increased by $1.47 or 1.4% today to, again, a barrel of oil is over $100. We're at $103.38 today. And of course, obviously, it's fluctuating in price as trading goes on. But here is our price of a gallon of gasoline. Where was it at where you were huffing gas earlier today, Ruckus? What was the price?
420.
420, really?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't have a clue.
Well, the national...
my skateboard doesn't need gas, so I don't pay attention to these things.
But you're just going around putting those "I did that" Trump stickers.
Yeah. That's good. That's what I do.
That's good activism. The national average, according to AAA, for the price of a gallon of gasoline is $4.03 today, and that's up 1 cent from yesterday. And so it's going back up once again.
I'm close.
Yeah. Over there in Texas, where you're at, you're way down because you guys don't put all these state taxes and regulations on the petrol. You're at $3.60 on average for a gallon of gasoline. Over here in California, where I'm at, man, they're effing us over so bad you wouldn't even believe it. $5.84 on average. And I saw people, a clear illustration. I should have got that, but they show right here on the border between California and Arizona, there's like the station in California is like $7, and then right over the border it's like $3 whatever. So it's the clear state taxes and regulation in California that's causing such a high price. But what's really hurting the people even more than that is the price of diesel, because that's what is used to transport all these goods. Your food, I know eating's overrated and everything like that, and everybody's fat pigs here in America, and everybody should take synthetic Gila monster venom for their eating habits, but you still got to eat sometime, and fasting is a good thing. But the price is passed on, and I have seen it now. Last time I went grocery shopping, a couple days ago, I go to the grocery outlet, which is discount grocery store where I'm at, and even that place, I was like, what? You know what I mean? The prices are just like, damn, dude. And I can't even imagine like a mainstream, like we got Vaughn, Safeway, Save Mart, and that's like mainstream shopping. And I mean, I don't go to those. I can't afford it. I can't even afford to go to just a regular grocery store. So I can't even imagine with the price of diesel passed on to the consumer for shipping all these goods. I don't know how people are even going to make it here, Ruckus, honestly.
Universal high income.
Thank you, Elon Musk, for that. Here's the Strait of Hormuz. Again, it's double blockaded, and we blew up their navy, but somehow they're still carrying out a blockade. Huh? Yeah. Here it is again. And a lot of people are going to starve to death, sadly, because of this. And probably not here in America so much, but the rest of the world will get to that reporting. It's some of these estimates coming out are shocking. Iran ships over. And I thought we stopped them. Iran's losing $50 million, $500 million a day, Trump told us, right? Turns out, not so much. Iran ships over 10 million barrels of oil to China since the Strait of Hormuz has been blocked. So another lie by Trump. Iran shipped an estimated 10.7 million barrels of oil to China during the first half of April, despite the U.S. naval blockade, according to a report out of CNN and Kate Kapler, according to data from Kapler. And so there you go. More lies from Trump, as per usual here now. And so he's not using the naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz as leverage to collapse Iran's economy, because they're shipping it out the back door to China and still making money, regardless of the lies Trump wants to tell us. The IEA chief warns Hormuz crisis wiped out 13 million barrels of oil per day from the global markets. And so that's rippling through the global energy markets here now. Trump doesn't care about the effects on the poor people of the rest of the world. It's very sad. We're going to get to the estimates of people that are going to be pushed into poverty here now. But first, the EU has formally approved a 90 billion euro loan to Ukraine, the 20th such package issued by the EU to Ukraine to fight the war on Russia. And it's still raging there, Ruckus. We were promised by Trump if he was elected within 24 hours, the Russia-Ukraine war would be over. And it's still raging on here now.
I'm sorry, did you say this was called a loan?
That's what they say, a loan.
Is that the right word? You want to double check that? Because I thought, are loans supposed to be paid back?
No, that you don't understand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, allegedly you would think, but yeah, they're not going to pay it back.
Yeah, so. How are they going to pay it back?
Here's one for you, very underreported. Dave DeCamp at antiwar.com. Does everybody realize we're barely on April 23rd, 2026? So we're like we're almost 5 months into this year. The United States has bombed Somalia 58 times in this year, 2026. 58 bombing attacks on Somalia. Nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care, Ruckus. But that's a hell of a lot of bombing attacks on these terrorists. What are they even bombing at this point? 58.
I don't know. We do it every year. Every president does this. It seems to be increasing. So Trump is winning. I mean, if this is something that we do, Trump's certainly like kicking ass at it, right?
U.S. Africa Command sent a press release yesterday that its forces launched another strike in Somalia as Trump administration continues to escalate bombing campaign in the country that receives virtually no media coverage in the United States. Thank you very much, antiwar.com, and thank you to me, Weaponized News. We're putting it out there because it is extremely underreported and just insane.
News doesn't come out every day and say, "Look, guys, the sky is blue." I mean,
you just know it's an ongoing bombing campaign.
Yeah, totally normal. Nothing to see here. Nothing to report here. Move along, please. By the way, did you see this guy? He was a singer and he may have murdered somebody. Look over here. Aliens.
UK Media Monitor accuses the BBC, Guardian even, and Sky News of systemic bias and dehumanization of Palestinians in Gaza, their coverage of the genocide. The UK Monitor News Corps has accused the BBC, the Guardian, and Sky News of consistently dehumanizing Palestinian casualties through language framing and selective reporting in their coverage of the genocide in Gaza. Shocking. I know the UK would propagandize for their insane experiment there in Aardvark land. Shocking, I know. But this is really shocking. This is really shocking here from Reuters. Iran war pushing more than 30 million people back into poverty, UN development chief says. And so this is, starve to death, Trump will laugh in your face. More than 30 million people will be pushed back into poverty by the impacts of the Iran war, including disruptions to fuel and fertilizer supplies, just as farmers are planting crops, UN development chief Alex Dacour said today. 30 million plus. And millions are going to literally starve to death in the third and fourth worlds here, Ruckus, because of this. No.
Yeah, I'm sure friends of Trump will be just fine, right? That report about the Guardian, what were the three? Guardian, BBC, and Sky News, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what these people are complaining about. Technically, the BBC, Sky News, and the Guardian failed because ideally the idea was allegedly that by dehumanizing Palestinians, that was going to somehow like encourage support for the activity, the genocide, right? In reality and in retrospect, and it makes you wonder if this wasn't the plan all along, it did nothing but allow a vast majority of people to start noticing. You see what I'm saying? Because when these disgusting outlets come out and say and do these kind of things, it makes you say, well, hold on a second. I don't want to be aligned with these disgusting, horrible, lying pieces of crap outlets. I really think that it was a lot of the poor reporting that shot them in the foot and caused a lot of the advancement of the noticing that we see today. Just a theory I have.
Hopefully they get some hope. Maybe
The worse they are, the more people are catching them. They're like caught with their pants down. These people are full of hubris and pride cometh before a fall. Just saying.
Oh, that's a good segue. Look at this guy, Katz. Talk about hubris. Aardvarkland Defense Minister Katz says, we are waiting for a green light from the United States, first and foremost, to complete the elimination of the Khomeini dynasty. So there you go. Contradicting Trump once again. You've won the war, but there's still the Khomeini dynasty in charge of Iran. Coincidentally enough, the initiator of the annihilation plan against Aardvarkland, as well as successors of the Iranian terror regime leadership, in addition to push Iran back into a dark ages era by destroying key energy and electricity facilities and crushing its national economic infrastructure. And so that's a straight up war crimes that this guy's saying they are just waiting to go ahead and carry out.
The dark ages, man, that'd be terrible. How on earth did we ever heat our homes or eat food or do anything, right?
Katz went on to say, Aardvarkland is prepared to renew the war against Iran. The targets have already been marked. So this thing's getting ready to kick back up. Like everybody's fingers on the trigger, just waiting. It's like it's ready to crack off here, like hardcore. Aardvarkland says is locked and loaded to restart the war with Iran. He even put out a video saying it. Like over 2/3 of U.S. Aardvarkland targets in Tehran not linked to the military. According to so they're targeting war crimes all over the place, targeting civilians. Only about 1/3 of the infrastructure destroyed in Iran's capital, Tehran, during the war that was really hot was military linked, according to a report out of Bloomberg. Analysis of land use within damaged clusters in Tehran found that 2,816 buildings were hit, around 32% of which were linked to the military, 25% were linked to industry, and 21% linked to civilians, while 19% were commercial and 2% were governmental. Think of that. They only targeted 21% civilians there. Ruckus.
Wow. We need to up those numbers, people. Oh my God, this is terrible. Yeah. Remember when military targets were the only targets during military operations? Yeah. I remember those days, Sam.
Remember when they killed those schoolgirls to kick this whole thing off and then act like, oh, it was a big accident? No, they targeted them with targeted missiles, as testimony from military whistleblowers has said. And so they knew exactly what they were doing when they did that ritualistic blood sacrifice to kick off this whole war.
This double tap brought to you by Palantir.
Aardvarkland Air Force technicians charged with spying for Iran amid espionage epidemic. Think of that. Over 50 indictments have been filed. Bibi can kill all the people he wants to stop from his corruption trial, but God forbid you do espionage for Iran. Over 50 indictments have been filed against Aardvarkland citizens for spying for Iran since October of 2023.
Sam, I don't think Bibi can kill as many people as he wants. That's a lot of people. He's only human.
He's trying to kill as many people as humanly possible right now. It's quite horrific. 2 Aardvarkland Air Force technicians who were operating at the Tel Nof Air Force Base near the city of Asdod are set to be charged with espionage for Iran in the U.S. Aardvarkland war. So some aardvarks over there in their military doing espionage for Iran. And it's rumored that they're using Chinese technology. I forget all the details. I was reading this article. They're using Chinese technology, allegedly. This is the Iranians, to go ahead and be able to see, to break the stealth, right? Because to break U.S. stealth, they're able to see through the stealth technology and see our aircraft. So we don't have air superiority there because they've broken our stealth technology is what I'm trying to say.
If they did that, they did not get that technology or capability from China. I'm just going to go out on a limb here, consulting the bingo card. I'm going to say it's Aardvark land.
Wow, wouldn't that be something? Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
It'll probably be a hard-hitting article on the last page of the New York Times in approximately 3 years and 3 months or something.
And probably also somehow funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center. It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so Ryan Grimm, I think, who is this guy from? He's a reporter. He's part of Drop Site News. They seem to be pretty accurate. They do have reporters there on the ground in Lebanon and in Gaza. So they seem pretty dang accurate to me. We're trying to find accurate reporting through all of the propaganda, which is a task in and of itself. Anyway, Ryan Grimm had this to say. He says, this premeditated attack, talking about the journalist they killed yesterday, reported that the Lebanese journalist, this premeditated attack on journalists carried out over multiple hours with medics and a huge part of the public begging Aardvark land to stop should really be enough to lock up Netanyahu for life. This is just blatant murder. They killed this Emil Khalil yesterday. Here's her funeral today. And they've killed over 250 journalists there in Gaza, reporting on the genocide. Here's her funeral there in Lebanon. She was reporting from South Lebanon on the ethnic cleansing demolition program there. So, yeah, they blew up her car yesterday, Ruckus. We reported on it and showed her blowing up car. Emil Khalil.
Hell yeah. I mean, those are the most dangerous people on the planet. If it wasn't for them, there would probably be no war. We got to get those dirty journalists reporting from the ground, don't we?
We wouldn't know there was a war. How about it was if it wasn't for these people putting their life on the line to tell us, because Aardvark land would just say, oh, we're giving all the kids cookies, when they're really lining them up on giving them the final solution.
Well, I mean, they might as well report about it, because if they don't, the IDF soldiers are going to post pictures of themselves committing war crimes on their social media anyway.
That's true. That's true. Maybe you shouldn't report because it's very high risk. They're whacking a lot of you guys.
They got to get out ahead of this stuff, Sam.
Maybe don't report. Just let them tell on themselves proudly. I mean, they've done a very good job of it.
Remember what Trump told Bibi back in the day? I think it was before he was elected. In the second, he was all like, I told Bibi, you're doing it all wrong. You got to keep all this stuff under wraps. Don't let it all go out. Don't let the world see the genocide. He was just telling him, shh, keep it on the DL, yo.
Well, they're trying to keep it on the DL, whacking journalists all over the place. The latest one, very sad there. And I saw there's a bunch of reporting about it, but she was saying they were the Aardvarks they've been threatening her for a long time. She should take the threat serious. They said, we'll cut your head off. Stop it. Stop reporting on the ethnic cleansing genocide program. And she said they were constantly harassing her. And then yesterday they did. They did make good on their threats there. And so there's a bunch of these images. They're leveling southern Lebanon right now. Same routine they did in Gaza. And so it doesn't look that bad from far away, though. But, yeah, they're leveling the place. And there's a bunch of these shots. Here's another one. Giant explosions in the distance there. Another one. That's all in southern Lebanon. And then I think we have another one. 3 people were killed earlier today, an Aardvarkland strike on a vehicle in southern Lebanon, and so there's including a child there, 3 people and 2 others injured. And here's the vehicle. I don't know how anybody even survived that, but apparently 2 people were injured, 3 dead, including 1 child, and 2 injured. And there you go. They just blow up your car there. Aardvarkland Army is carrying out Gaza-style demolitions in southern Lebanon. The Cradle reports here now, and everything is turning into rubble, just like this image. And we showed the tank. There's footage from a tank driving through the apocalyptic hellscape of demolition, and so they're systematically going about controlled demolition operations all over southern Lebanon there now. As we have a ceasefire, they continue to fire and destroy the area to the Litani River. They've pledged to occupy here now, Ruckus.
Does anyone even remember why they're doing this? Do they even say anymore?
It's because of Hezbollah.
And they are the ones with the underground tunnels where in France or something. I lost track of all of this stuff, man. It gets confusing after a while.
Hezbollah is the Lebanese militia backed by Iran. That's
and they invaded Israel on October 7th or something, right?
No.
Oh, okay. They dropped bombs on Israel. They flew over with paragliders, right? Is that the same group?
No.
What did they do again?
They didn't.
Oh, I remember. They occupy a piece of land that Israel wants as part of their greater project.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I remember now. Okay.
That's what they did.
I sat here and talked about it for a minute, it's all clicking now.
They had they're the only one of the, they have the balls to stand up and at least say, we're going to defend our land and our people. And so they're militia there, because the Lebanese army is very sketchy and the government are puppets of the West. And so the Hezbollah militia are really the only guys there that are fighting back against the Aardvarks instead of just laying down and getting run over and genocided, essentially, here now.
So they're doing that. What's that word? The offensive defensive strike.
Self-defense. Yeah, they're doing self-defense. Yeah. More of it. Aardvarkland demolition surge in southern Lebanon with over 400 housing units destroyed in just the last 3 days. They're leveling the whole freaking place, man.
They'll build back better. Don't worry.
Make Lebanon great again, as Trump has said. It was already pretty okay until you guys blew everything up. The latest wave of destruction adds to the already staggering toll. Prior to the ceasefire, which there isn't one, 17,756 housing units have been completely destroyed, while 32,668 others were damaged during 46 days of sustained and deliberate Aardvark land attacks on residential and agricultural infrastructure in southern Lebanon.
These are things the military needs in order to fight Aardvarkland. It has nothing to do with targeting civilians or committing war crimes. They would never.
Aardvarkland Army, they're starting to suffer some casualties as well here. Aardvarkland Army reported 45 officers and soldiers were injured in southern Lebanon in the past 48 hours. In the past 2 days, there are 45 being reported. On the Aardvarkland side of things, Aardvarkland soldiers testified to routine looting of southern Lebanon homes. So they've gone in there and they're stealing motorcycles, TVs, couches. Aardvarkland soldiers testified to widespread looting in Lebanon. Commanders know and do nothing. The looting has expanded in parts because some Aardvarkland military police checkpoints and exit points from southern Lebanon were removed, while others were never set up. IDF soldiers say that when there is no punishment, the message is clear. And that's out of Haaretz right here.
couches. I don't know about that one.
That's what they say. They're even stealing their freaking couches, man.
You know, when I think of war activity, I just for some reason I don't picture the soldiers out in the battlefield and they're like shooting each other and they're ducking and dodging bullets and bombs. They're like, grab that couch, soldier. Let's get it. Hustle. Like that. It's crazy.
They're a different breed. They're stealing televisions, everything. They're stealing all of the Lebanese property essentially here now, and then leveling the place. They go into your house and they steal whatever I guess they feel is valuable, and then they blow the place up, and then call you a terrorist for your troubles there.
They'll steal anything if it's not nailed down, and if it is nailed down and it happens to be a representation of your Messiah in the form of a statue, they'll decapitate it.
And blow it up, yeah. And so they're attacking mosques, churches, and synagogues, and so they have no respect for anything, even their own. They're just insane, bloodthirsty, genocidal maniacs. They're blowing up synagogues in Iran. Okay, the Gaza genocide continues, Ruckus. Sadly enough, here, more than 10 killed in Gaza between yesterday and today, including 3 children. So they're still whacking them, and they're playing this yellow line game now. The IDF said its forces identified several armed Hamas fighters operating near troops in northern Gaza along the yellow line overnight and carried out an airstrike, killing them all. And so the imaginary yellow line, and they even said, I saw reports where they're talking to the Palestinians. They're like, did you get near the yellow line? They're like, no, but they whacked us anyway. So the genocide in Gaza continues there. Aardvark land drone strikes near a mosque in northern Gaza killed 5 people, including 3 children last night.
Well, the good news is, Sam, that one day we will stop hearing about the daily deaths in Gaza because they will eventually have killed all of them at this rate.
How about the occupied West Bank? 40 Palestinians killed in 2026. And they're not even no Hamas there. They don't even have an excuse. They're just like, this is our land because it says in our made-up propaganda. 40 Palestinians killed in the occupied West Bank since the beginning of this year. Nearly 2,000 incidents of violence reported in March alone of attacks by the ultra-Zionist settlers against Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. And there is no Hamas even there. It's just literally stealing their land and their property and whatever other property they got and killing people.
Or as it was reported by The Guardian, BBC, and Sky News, the 40 Palestinian dogs were put down, or something sick like that, right?
At least 16 Palestinians have been killed by settler gunfire in the occupied West Bank since the start of the year, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry, already surpassing the total killed by settlers in 2025. They're cranking it up. Right? They're cranking it up. They're doing their big move right now, taking southern Lebanon, occupied West Bank, whatever's left of Gaza. They're doing the big move right now to build the greater Aardvark land project.
Well, as that other report pointed out, if there is no punishment, the message is clear.
Hey, but somebody tell them, IDF, stop posting your war crimes on the internet because you guys get indicted by the International Criminal Court, and they're citing that as evidence. Me telling you don't help because your own commanders have told you, and they just can't stop posting their war crimes on the internet, Ruckus.
They're dealing with a lot of stress. It's a mental health issue, Sam. It's not their fault. Be nice. Let's have some respect for I'm trying to help them on the planet.
Palantir, bro, I'm trying to help them. All right, and they don't want to listen. They don't even listen to their own commanders. That's all we got for today, Ruckus. Let's look at the headlines here. Iran International, the latest out of there. They say Trump says Iran wants a deal, but their leaders fighting like cats and dogs. We showed you the illustrated. They're all a unified front of a revolution. All the top dogs here now.
So wait, hold on. By the way, I just realized something. If according to Trump, Iran doesn't know who's in charge, who is Trump negotiating with? Again, this is the big question that everybody wants to know. Who the hell is he talking to?
He's talking to a can phone. I guess Jared Kushner, Barron, Rubio, maybe with a shoe phone. Remember he bought Rubio shoes and they were too big. Maybe remember the show Get Smart? They had the shoe phone. So maybe Rubio with his extra clown big shoes uses that a phone now to negotiate with Trump. I don't know. Like none of it just sounds crazy, right? But Iran is saying no, we're unified. Here's all the dudes, and we're all putting out a unified message of revolution. So they seem pretty on point to me as compared to Trump. Who are we talking to? I don't know. They don't know. Like, dude, really?
It probably came from CNN fake news.
No, it's their post on social media where we're getting this information directly from Iran. U.S. strategy on Iran is apply pressure, then negotiate. Senator Schmidt says apply pressure and then negotiates. Iran economic losses from the conflict could reach 40% of the GDP. Yeah. They were already they're already sanctioned. Aardvarkland envoy links Lebanon peace progress to Hezbollah removal. Iran brings out retired VLCC for storage pressure on Craig Island tracker. U.S. carrier USS George H.W. Bush operates in the Indian Ocean, according to CENTCOM. That's the latest headlines out of Iran International. And let's check out Al Jazeera and see what that side has to say. They say Lebanon truce extended. Trump says clock is ticking for Iran to make a deal. But they keep bombing. It's just, I don't know. We got to keep playing these games, apparently. Aardvarkland's UN envoy says ceasefire with Lebanon, not 100%, you think, because they're continuing the Greater Aardvarkland Project campaign there. Lebanon ceasefire difficult to hold without Iran. Hezbollah at the table. Iranian leaders react to Trump's claims of division with unified message. We illustrated all that for you here at Weaponized News today. And so that's all we got today, Ruckus. We did a good job, under 2 hours. Let's go to some comments here on the channels.
Oh, by the way, happy belated Earth Day to everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed Earth Day as much as I did.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I went and dumped some oil in the gutter. And no, I didn't. I actually was tending to my garden out here. Everybody, by the way, get your victory garden going. Get your victory garden going.
I literally took a note tonight during the broadcast about victory gardens. I was going to remember them. I'm like, everyone's worried about like, oh my God, this is bad. The fertilizer, the cost of food. And I'm like, back in the day when we were worried about that, the government was literally encouraging people to grow victory gardens. Crickets from this administration, right?
Yeah, the government that
actually
acted like they cared about the people. Now they just laugh in your face. You know what I mean? And call you a panicking. And it's just like, no, you guys are such criminal lying scum that, you don't hate the government enough, man. Let me tell you that. Yeah, they should be putting out messages like that. Like, hey, guys, the price of fuel, all the stuff, the inputs, the fertilizer, the seeds, all this, the price is going to go up because that's the price we pay to kill Iranians. Anyhow, support the war effort. And you guys here at home, you need to all be growing your victory gardens here now to offset some of the food prices and the demand for the food that we're going to be able to produce. You know what I mean? But none of that. Palantir's teaching the kids. Isn't it wonderful? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like we're in dystopic nightmare right now already. These people are so disconnected from reality that it's truly amazing to me. In the golden age of idiocy here now, following Trump.
They would probably suggest that's far too complicated to put together and manage, but Melania can get up here and be like, oh yeah, we need to encourage all the kids to learn AI. But yeah, we can't encourage the kids to learn to plant a seed. Come on.
Has to be regulated by the government, apparently. All right, over to the Odysee. Let's take a look at the chat there. Danger, Deep, John, thank you guys for tuning in there. Chatting it up. What does John say? Well said, deep inside. I hate the difficult to understand. They can stop with the rap shit. I guess the aardvarks that run Iran think it's more popular here than it is. I think they should produce a taunting video stressing Trump failing mental health and physical health, and reminding Trump of his mortality. John said, yeah, that'd be a good one. Does Trump have syphilis? What's up with all the weird bruising on his hands? His ankles are swollen. That's a sign of congestive heart failure. And then he has like weird, I don't even know what you call it, a rash, like a scab, a cut on his neck, like just weird stuff going on. Some people claim Trump has syphilis.
I think he's suffering from demon possession, Sam.
May very well be. His soul's rotting from the inside out, and you do all this evil, and it shows. Yeah, I believe that's a real thing, for sure. You can only serve so much evil up before, you start just rotting, literally rotting.
There's rumors that the dude stinks, just saying.
Remember, there's rumors that Hillary and Obama smell like sulfur. Remember those rumors? So maybe part of that same thing. John says, if everyone is high, they might forget about the Epstein files. They want you more than high. They want you loaded out of your mind on friggin' LSD, like not even on this friggin' planet, like that loaded. You know what I mean? So a little marijuana ain't going to get you there, but the hardcore hallucinogens, that'll get you there. That'll get you there. Patel's a buffoon and should be deported. They want to deport. I think he's an American citizen. Can we deport him back to India? I don't think we can. I don't know. They're talking about denaturalizing citizens. Maybe. His aardvark girlfriend is probably an asset. Yeah, if not his handler. 100%. Let's see here. Fat Bob says, the beautiful people, Sam. By the way, hi, chums. I don't want to suffer the gaggle of Rumble women. They're picking on Fat Bob on the Rumble. Let's see. Kushner is...
Oh, well, Fat Bob has like multiple usernames. I lose track.
Deep said Kushner is very much aardvarkian. He is very much.
It's his wife who's converted.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Yeah.
And what brand are they? What brand of aardvark are they again? Shabbat. Never mind. Shabbat.
The Habbat one, the apocalyptic death cult one. That's
I can never say that word. Yeah, the crazy one.
It's Habbat.
Black tape and the Saturn cubes and all that stuff.
The C is silent because if you just read it like normal, it says Chabot, but the C is silent. Apparently, it's Habbat, according to Bob Dylan. According to Bob Dylan, because we played his fundraising for him, actually. So Bob Dylan pronounces it Habbat. That's where I learned how to pronounce it from. Because I always thought it was Chabot, but it turns out C's silent there. Let's see. John said, you just know that the final solution of the Epstein files will be exposing Donald Trump as the fiend and a pervert. Man, wouldn't that be something if all that... He's already been exposed as far as I'm concerned, but if they just nail it down and they're like, boom, here's the pictures, the evidence, that could be coming.
Epstein was really just Trump wearing a mask.
Epstein. What about Palm Beach Pete? Is that Epstein after a little minor plastic surgery? It looks just like the dude.
No. I've said that before. I think he's just a dude.
Okay. Jim Rickards. Fat Bob says Jim Rickards. According to Charles Ortel, it is a buy. Jim Rickards too. You cannot lose with Trump's America. Huh, I guess we can't lose in Trump's America. By the way, the Dow. Let me check what I was looking today.
The Dow.
The Dow's almost over 50,000. So I guess we couldn't arrest him if it was under 50. Maybe if it's over 50, we can arrest the Epstein co-conspirators. No, still the Dow Jones Industrial Average today closed at 49,310. So I guess they're still off the hook. I don't know. I thought if the Dow was under 50K, then we could arrest Epstein co-conspirators. But apparently not. So maybe if it goes back over 50, then we can arrest them.
Real quick, just a quick report about this. I don't have the article in front of me, but this allegedly happened on Polymarket. Some guy in Paris. So they were putting up these bets about the temperature in Paris that was being registered on one single sensor near the airport, the Charles de Gaulle airport. And this one guy found the actual location of the sensor, placed a bet of an impossible outcome of 22 degrees Celsius when the market was expecting 18 degrees Celsius. He pulls out a hairdryer and heats the sensor. And twice he walked away with like $34,000 each win that he made on the bet. Like, this is so crazy. That's the world we live in. That guy should be related to Trump or play golf with Trump. I think the guy's he's got potential, Sam, for sure.
Well, I guess they were doing the same thing to sell us that we're all going to spontaneously combust due to climate change with their climate data. They're putting it on freaking black asphalt and saying, look, everything's so hot. Well, yeah, your thermometer there with the sun on the black asphalt is going to be higher than if it was in the freaking grass area. But they rigged up all the climate data. That's all been exposed. You know what I mean? So
yeah. The concrete does mess with those temperature readings hardcore.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, John on the Odysee said they never taught us about the bulk of Bolsheviks either. Indeed. And that was a Deep said colonial imperialists were the worst thing on earth when I was in school. So why do aardvarks get a pass again? Do 62,000 deaths of prisoners of war going on 100 years ago? Yeah, they don't get a pass. And we're not bad for saying that the genocide is wrong and evil. We're not bad for saying that. I don't care who's doing it. In this case, it happens to be aardvarks. They're not special. They're the worst of the worst, man, because they have the Talmudic mindset that everybody else is subhuman. We've covered in great detail here at Weaponized News. So, yeah, we're not bad for saying they're wrong in doing this, okay? And I'm going to stand by that even if I get deleted off the internet again, okay? Because that's the truth.
You know what's crazy is they, of course, justify this stuff in their head because they believe that they're God's chosen people. But stop and think about that for a second. So place yourself, you as a human being, if somebody said, hey, listen, Billy, Susie, we know that it's wrong to murder, cheat, steal, commit genocide, kill babies and stuff. But if you want to do that, it's okay. You have a free pass. You won't ever get in trouble for that. Would you still go ahead and do that anyways, just because somebody said you can? I mean, like, what type of person are you? Just saying.
Satanic.
It's crazy.
They're satanic.
You've got to be the most evil person in existence. And that makes me a hateful person pointing that out, because I personally cannot put myself in the position that just because God or somebody says it's okay for me to lie, cheat, steal, murder, I'm not going to do it anyways. Come on now.
They think they're going to bring about the friggin' apocalypse, right? And their Messiah come back and have utopia.
For them.
For them. And don't forget, it came out in the Epstein files, and we've known before that, but that just re-verified it. They see everybody else that's not Aardvarkian as Goyim, less than human. That's not me saying that. That's them saying it. I'm just saying I don't agree with that, and I think it's wrong that you think I'm subhuman. I'm not even calling them subhuman. I'm just saying they're wrong in their thinking here now, Ruckus. And need to be reformed. And if I was a good Christian, I would say they need to be saved by Jesus Christ. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. And that's what all these Christians look the other way. They say, well, you're like, well, they're doing all this evil. And they're like, but we're going to save them. I'm like, I don't think so. But we can still pray and hope.
No, they're just the Christian Zionists are just using them. They're not even trying to save those people either. They're just using the Israelis to their advantage to build their third temple.
Trying to bring back their apocalyptic vision. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's okay. All this bad stuff's going to happen to all you people, but it won't affect me because I'm going to get raptured. And I'm like, well, you're a nice person too. What the heck?
They're praying. Evangelical Christian Zionists are literally praying for the end of the world. You guys, something's wrong with to make your Bible prophecy come true. I don't think that it works that way. I'm sorry to tell you that. So I think you guys are bad too. You're Christian Zionists. Nuts, man. Nuts. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in on the Odysee, the X, Kick, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Let's go over to what's the secret thing you do on what is it again? Warp speed? No, what is it on YouTube? The new feature, Ruckus?
Oh, hype. It's called
hype. If you guys are on YouTube, give us the hype. We're like 14 subscribers away from that 1,000 subscriber threshold. Then we'll qualify for full monetization and probably earn 5 cents, whatever. But
as soon as you do, they'll cancel your channel.
Probably. But anyway, go give us a subscription. Push that hype button on the YouTube. It would be appreciated. Thank you. Okay, let's go over here. How much? Well, we'll just blast through it. Oh, Ruckus, how you doing on the YouTube? Hi. Thank you for joining us today. We have Chloe on the Rumble, Karen. Let's see. And Eileen. I think that's the same person. I'm pretty sure. Thank you guys for tuning in on both those channels, Rumble and YouTube's. Javier, hi, on the YouTube. Let's see. They're on both channels too. Good job, guys. Let's see. Snow, stop tricking me, he says. We got it to Snow had his X account hacked, and so he's going to put out, and he got it back actually relatively quickly, surprisingly enough. And so he's going to put out a tutorial, he said, and tell everybody what to do if that unfortunate circumstance happens to you. And so we're going to look forward to that. And send me the link there, Snow, and we'll play it on this show to let people know as a public service announcement about what to do and how to get your account back there on the X. Karen says, Sam forgot the disclaimer in the show title. Again, warning, this broadcast may induce involuntary alcohol consumption.
Did she only say that when I'm on?
I don't know. Remember that? I think it was Callas. Is how you say it? That EU diplomat lady? Like a couple months ago, she was like, "It's time to start drinking," and everybody's like, "What? That's kind of crazy." And it's like, "Yeah, she's pretty right on with that." Sadly enough, did the dance moves ever really hit though? Snow said, "Nah, probably not. I don't know. His stupid YMCA." Maybe at one time at the height of his popularity, the first term, definitely not the second term. Nothing hits now. It's just like, dude, you're lying and don't even make sense at this point. Contradict yourself within your own sentence, talking about yourself in the third person. You just sound crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that, Ruckus? What is the deal with people talking about themselves in the third person?
Yeah, Ruckus thinks that's probably not a good sign.
Oh man, no. The November said, "Yo, what does it say? Turquoise weaving, face blue smiling."
That's what the emojis look like. They dropped an emoji on YouTube or something.
Oh, I can't see it. I just see.
Yeah, it'll tell you the name of the emoji instead of showing it.
Make you great again, they say. Heck, he's Henry Ford because it's nice. Shout out to Mac over there. on the YouTube. Let's see. Carrie. Shout out to Carrie. Snow says, not going to lie, I live for these Lego videos. LOL. Oh, man. Some of those other ones that are not Lego are hitting pretty hard, too, man. That one that Trump is Bibby's hoe. That was pretty rough.
Pretty soon we're going to see like full-length feature like presentations, you know what I mean? Like perhaps a whole TV series, who knows?
Imagine at the end of Trump administration, you could probably produce a full 2-hour documentary style movie on all the corruption, I'm sure. Using AI, I'm sure somebody will probably do it. Trump administration and future don't click, Max says. The Republicans are going to lose the midterms. All because of Trump. And, well, their own actions, too. They got control of the whole government. What? Oh, you got no tax on Social Security. Wow, you guys are real freaking generous there. You know what I mean? Like, what have you guys done?
Well, the good news is, everybody, that when the Democrats win back the House or whatever it is, right? Politics. That means the war will end. They'll stop doing genocide. Israel will no longer be our greatest ally. We'll stop sending all of our boys to die over there, and we won't be funding wars. We won't be sending money and weapons to Israel or Ukraine or anything like that. They're just going to end all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. So they called him Genocide Joe when the Democrat Joe Biden was chief executive. They started the genocide under him, and he fully supports it. He's a self-proclaimed.
So what changes that's going to be so upsetting for people? Why I'm confused.
Their team's just not going to be in charge, allegedly.
Oh, that's very sad.
As if it made a difference anyway, because the entire government.
No. I can see. I mean, yeah, that does make a huge difference whether the team is wearing one color uniform versus another color. It makes all the difference in the world. Totally. In that case, I can't wait till the next color jerseys are in place, because then I can really get behind genocide, Sam.
There you go. Democrat base is more against the war. They're more anti-war, more anti-genocide than Republican base. So we will see then Democrats pushing back against their leadership, whereas now Republicans, whatever, the thumbs up the rear end, I guess. They like this kind of stuff.
It's going to come at a cost. We're going to have to hear how there's a trillion different sexes again or something, right?
Yeah,
I just can't handle that.
Come back in, they're going to try to give us. They're going to try to give us, everything free, and everybody cut off their Johnson. That whole routine again. But yeah.
Oh, so that's our choice. So like the Democrats be like, you cut off your own Johnson, and the Republicans are like, you can only cut off the Johnson of a dead raccoon.
There you go. Let's see. Silver says $3.25 a liter for a gallon of diesel in Australia. That's city prices. It's pretty high, huh? What's a liter? A liter's like how many? We're over here in America. We're dumb. We're on our own system. I understand the rest of the world's on the metric system. We're on America system. So like we're on gallons. Liters less, right? That's like how many liters does it take to make a gallon?
It's 3.6 pints. I don't know.
Somebody should look that up. But yeah, it's probably high. If you can even get fuel, a lot of Australia was out of fuel, right? And then Carrie here in California, she says uni correct on cost. California, a gallon of diesel $7.50 in East Bay Area, California. Regular gasoline $6. Yeah, so that's all going to be passed on to us, the consumer, for whatever goods you may need. I'd say the most essential is food, but eating's overrated now, we're told. So I guess cut back on eating as well. Part of the war effort here now is we need to ration food. Carrie says every member of the EU knows the loan's never going to be repaid. They know it's not going to be repaid. Oh man, but hey, they're paying to kill Russians through their proxy Ukraine, so I guess that's worth it for them, for the Nazis to kill the Russians. Man, they never get tired of killing Russians. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Jan says, "Where are all the Aardvark victims if they attacked Aardvark land?" It's heavily censored. It's heavily censored. They won't admit. It's hard to get reports out of there. And they'll never say what the official death count or casualties are. And so it's because it's highly censored. They don't want to admit the damage that's been done here now because we're winning. We've won the Iran war 55 times already. Lovely says it's exhausting. They were all on the same stage taking photos during the bat time. Indeed. What happened to everybody forgot about all the tyranny they did? No one ever held accountable for any of that. Trump led that scam. Jan, let's see, plus Russia giving them info on targets. So who's giving them the info, or is it their own domestic technology development? Is it Russia and China giving them high technology to fight the war? Or I think they can they develop their own killer drones, right? Why can't they develop this other stuff? They're pretty damn smart over there, except for we blew up all their universities. Now they're going to have a harder time there. Ruckus, you think?
I just saw an advertisement for an app that you can download on your phone, enter anybody's cell phone number, and it will show you their location on a map.
Eee, that's scary.
Yeah, of course it is, but that's the world we live in. So I'm just suggesting it would not be very difficult for Iran to figure stuff out in 2026. They really don't live like in the middle of the desert inside of caves on camels and stuff, which is probably what most Americans probably suspect. They have no idea it's a flourishing civilization with like buildings and cars, and they wear clothes and stuff too. Yeah, it's wild. They have TVs and phones, you know, and they'll probably watch Netflix, you know. They listen to music. Look, just watch those. They know what Legos are. How did that happen?
Oh, man. Yeah. So I would, sorry to tell everybody, but the Joe Blow Iranians, they're the same as us, man. They're just like, you know what I mean? Same, all these Joe Blow people all around the world. And then you got the government's killing everybody. But Joe Blow, they're the same as you and I. You know what I mean? They just want to, you know, try to live a halfway decent life and raise their family and not starve to death and be blowing up. I mean, it's not like too much to ask and not live under too much tyranny here now. But yeah, I guess they're just all terrorists. They're just all terrorists. And Max says free Palestine to go ahead and close us out there. And that's terrorist talk, Mac, by the way. I'd be careful. Might as well just scream Allah Akbar. That's what the outfit that they killed, that Lebanese journalist, her outfit was called Allah Akbar. God is great. Allegedly, that's what all these terrorist bombers yell before they martyr themselves, right?
They say it in their language, so that's not allowed.
True. Okay, that's all we got for today, guys. Any final thoughts, Ruckus, before we sign off?
I got a fun one just for the kids at home. So what you want to do is you'll want to click pause to study this picture, or just follow me on X because I reposted this. This is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. By now, people are familiar with the AI prompting of images. So what this guy did is he went to ChatGPT. They have a new image program, a new image model called Images 2.0 inside of your ChatGPT. This person allegedly, if this is true, told the image maker to make me the most AI slop image that ever AI slopped. The pinnacle of slop, a seminal work on AI slop. However, here you go. If you examine this image, you will find more than probably 33 things that will leave you like scratching your head, wondering what the F did I just look at? You're welcome, everybody. Thanks for having me, Sam.
Felt like I just took some of that government grade hallucinogens.
That might be it.
That might be it. All right. Thank you, Ruckus, for joining us on this Thursday edition, day 55 of Iran war. To act like there's a ceasefire between Lebanon and Aardvark land, there's no ceasefire. Let me tell you that right now. But they're going to act like it and hem and haw and probably make up some other excuse to continue greater aardvark land expansion program. And none of that's changing. None of that's changing because it's written according to them. So they're going to fulfill their prophecy one way or another here now. They're hell-bent on it. So that's where we're at. As always, everybody do your own research. Peace, love, and freedom. Speak out and take action. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening. We'll be back here on Friday for more Weaponized News. Let's pray for peace and maybe touch some of these leaders' hearts. Maybe it can happen and they'll just stop. All right. And with that, we'll see you guys